Oops, it's gone a bit dark here. This is take two. Hang on, put some lighting in. Yeah, lighting, special effects. Okay, the first video stopped for some reason, but I was actually going on about the Toyota Prius electric pump, water pump. And the video I posted earlier about how successful it turned out in the little fish pond. Now, there was a few niggly-gritties that I had to get over, and the simple fact was I have to pull the pump out in another video, and I'll tell you where I really stuffed up. And I'll go into more detail with the video, but I just thought, no, the pump's working really good, but I can make it a lot better. And what I've got to do is take out that U-shaped thing, the inlet. I've actually got the pump sitting flat on the ground, so the inlet is facing up, and I've got a elbow bracket going down to the filter. What I want to do is turn the filter up this way, so we've got the inlet going, where's my finger? Or the inlet going horizontally anyway, so I can do a direct inline feed from the filter directly to the inlet with no length of pipe, and then have the outlet shooting up. And I reckon we get some more water output doing it that way. But yeah, it's just another test, just another hypothesis on how to increase the efficiency of this ripper little pump. I've done some research on eBay, and I think there's a few better ones out there that can do a better job, use less power, hence maybe run 2 or 3 pumps off the one solar panel, because they only draw half an amp. And that Toyota Prius draws, I think Chris said, was 1.7 amps. And my solar panel is rated at 2.25. So I've got to do a few more calculations. But I just thought I'd update that. And I'm also doing this just so I can get used to posting videos about my little projects. I mean, everybody's out there on Facebook doing selfies and saying, oh, look what I'm having for dinner. Oh, look, what a lovely day we're having at the beach today. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different with my tinkering around. And yeah, as I said before, with the video that just died on me, I was actually wearing the dark glasses because I'm sick of the blaring white screen I get. And I just use this just to reduce the glare a little bit. And I'm probably really tired as well. So my videos are not in any specific order. You just have to go through them and watch them. I'm not going to say, well, this video was done today because of yesterday, which I just said earlier. I actually did. I actually put up a video today saying how good the little pom-pom was. But now I've made this video because to say it could be doing a lot better than what it is. I've just got a bunch of these elbow pipes, PVC pipes, and oh, you never guess what. I bought elbows and crap and PVC pipe from Bunnings, but the Bunnings elbows are like crap. You've got to buy the elbow pipes from your local hardware store because he's got the proper ones, and the PVC pipe just fits on really snug and tight, and you don't need no hose clamps, you know, to make it airtight. Yeah, just something I worked out today. So for an extra $6.70, I got a few extra bits and pieces, put it together, and yeah, if you watch the other video about the little pool pump running, it's not a long video, it's just me being happy as Jack saying, oh look, we've got it going, yeah, it's running. And the fish are happy. Well, they're not happy, they're actually spooked out because I think the pump actually vibrates a little bit in the water. I mean, I can hear it on the outside, it's going bzzz, and you sort of think about the little fishies swimming in the water. They're in the water hearing this bzzz sound going, and they're getting a little bit freaked out. But like about 4 or 5 hours later, I went out there, and they're swimming around the pump. They're actually sussing it out. And I thought, oh, maybe they're not really spooked out. They got spooked out when the buzzing first happened, but they're sort of getting used to it, and they're swimming around the filter, and they're sucking on the filter. I don't know what they're sucking on, but they're getting something off it. And the buzzing or the vibration, the slight vibration it was giving off, wasn't really bothering him anymore. Now, isn't that interesting information. Yeah. So we're actually in my next video. If anybody's going to watch it, hell for bent get bored shitless. I'm actually going to do a video pulling the pump out and showing and getting the old adapters I had and everything as to where I actually went wrong with the suction side of it. And now I'm going to modify that U-shaped thing because that's reducing the efficiency of its suction. So if we can do that, I think we can get more output on the pressure side. It's like a firefighting pump. You put a firefighting pump, the suction hose is going to be 1 to 1.5 meters with a drop ball valve or whatever you call them. Drop it in the creek, you're going to get great suction, good pressure. You take that suction like 5 or 10 meters up the hill and drop the hose in the creek, it's going to reduce the efficiency of its pumping capabilities. So the same goes for these little fish pond pumps. Okay? The theory is exactly the same. Less litres per minute or litres per hour or whatever, but the theory is the same. And that's what I want to demonstrate in the next video. I'm probably going to do something like a before and after effect. And I'm going to probably forget all about that. I'm just going to say, oh, look what I've done now. It's direct inline. There's no elbow, no nothing. Direct inline, and it's going to work better. If that makes any sense. Yeah. And the only other reason I added a filter, Chris No Gap, or whatever his name was, who tested the original Prius pump in a tub of water, he had no inline filter on there. And I'm thinking, well, if you put it into a fish pond, you're going to get algae, you're going to get fish turds, grass strands, and all sorts of crap. If you don't have an inline filter, that's going to go into the pump and get trapped in the impeller and eventually render it useless. Now, the problem with this pump is it's sealed, heat sealed or whatever. You can pull it apart. I think if you pull it apart, you've stuffed it. So the reason I put a filter in line with it was to keep all the rubbish from flowing in and clogging up the impeller. It's something you don't want to happen. I mean, if worse comes to worse, you can get into the inlet side with a pair of tweezers and just pull all that rubbish out and get it going again. But I wasn't going to take the risk because I thought, well, maybe a bit of crap will get stuck in the shaft and wrap itself around and do all sorts of nasty little things. So we want to keep it nice and clean. The reason I recommend this particular water pump is because I'm just drinking water, is because this pump has been designed to operate in a high heat environment, like a hot engine pumping water through to keep the engine cool. And that's why I've chosen it. It was second hand from the wreckers. Lo and behold, China have done a knockoff of it, and you can get one for $77 brand new. Toyota, I think, went $335 list price for a brand new pump. I think I paid $140 for the second hand one. And that come from the US because I couldn't find one in Australia. And I thought, well, I'll give the Chinese knockoff one a go. And while I'm actually talking about Chinese knockoffs, I'll just try and improve the lighting here. Oh, look at that! I look like a blowfly. While I'm talking about Chinese knockoffs, did you ever notice on the back of your electronics components that have the symbolization CE? Okay, whether you know or don't know, it actually stands for Confirmation or Conformity European. Basically meaning these electronic products have been tested to operate safely in the European Union, Europe, Germany, Austria, Sweden, you name it. But then one day, I don't know where that video clip is, and I can't find it, but I remember CE's got a new meaning. China equivalent. They're never going to stop. I love them. But I also got to say their products are really getting in higher quality. But then I read stuff and says, well, Chinese wages are getting higher, so all this made in China stuff's going to go to made in India, or made in Bangladesh, or made in South Africa, where wages are going to be lower, and then we're going to end up buying crap again. So I really like Chinese stuff. You know, they're reasonably. I've noticed some stuff is going up price-wise. You're paying a few bucks more, but you're getting some quality. I mean, I don't want to veer off the topic of that pool pump. And no, I'm not going to show it. No, hang on. Right, you're not going to see it. Oh, you can see it. It's actually a dB meter. Hang on. It's got a little microphone on the top. You can turn it on. Hang on. There we go. And you probably won't be able to read the actual dB. In other words, I can't even see it. It's all blurry. I'm just trying to figure out whether I'm talking too loud. If in fact my talking is going to actually make me deaf. I've actually tested this with my sound music. Had it going full bore. Had the microphone sitting where I'd sit and listen to it, and then only come up as 85 dB. Yeah, so that's just one of the little nifty products you can buy from China. I mean, I'm totally... Ooh, 93, 66. Yeah, I'm actually looking at it now. 63, 56, 62, 65, 73. So it bounces up and down depending on how you talk. But, once again, I'm getting off the topic about the actual pond pump. But that's what YouTube's all about. I mean, I've watched a lot of videos, you know, people saying, oh, urgent, 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 Oroville Dam is about to collapse. So I think, oh mate, I've got to watch that. You know, and it goes for 35 minutes, and you get this guy sitting in here saying, oh, I just found something really interesting today on this website, and they just drool and drool and drool along and don't get on with facts. Yet you can find a much more informative video that goes for 5 minutes, maybe 12 minutes, and gives you real up-to-date information. So I hope that makes sense. I know I rambled on a little bit because I went from that pool pump to China products. China products going to India, Bangladesh, because they're going to pay lower wages. But it's interesting. It's just interesting to know, you know, where the manufacturing industry is going worldwide. I mean, you look at Australia. What's happened to Yakka? That factory in Melbourne, it's gone. You look at your boots, Bata. You know, Bata boots. You think, oh, fucking, they're Aussie made. And you look at it and it says, made in China. And maybe Trump's got a point about this, what do they call it? The fair trade thing. What's it called? The fair trade policy, you know. You trade with China, China trades with you. You know, and what Trump's pointing out is that, well, there's stuff coming in from China. Shitloads are coming in. Container load. Cheap TVs, you know, DVDs, computers, blah, blah, blah. But what's coming out of America going into China? Zilch. That's the problem, you know. Fair trade. It means, you know, country by country, they trade with each other, not a one-way direction. That's about the only thing I would say about Trump, yeah, at this point in time. But yeah, it's something to think about. I think this video's gone on long enough. I'm out of here. Cheers. Hope you enjoyed it.